fresh new board and just setting up the stance on it. So a couple of things with the track system, it's good to know exactly how your stance sits. For me, I have it usually between 48 and 50 for the stance from the middle nuts, and for me it's really important that it's equal. I've had a few sessions where something's felt a bit off and I've come in and actually the stance has moved a little bit, and it makes a really big difference to the way you pop and which way you're going. So we're just going to measure up, put in a few marks, use a marker pen and a tape measure, and get the stance perfect. First off, I just look roughly about how wide I want my stance from the two middle screws, and for me that would be 50. Been experimenting with some slightly narrower stances lately, just because to see if it can improve some spinning. So I'm going to also mark a 48 stance, which would be a centimetre in on each of my usual stance. On some of the earlier boards, it's important to have a look at the deck and find the heel side. These have extra reinforcements on this side, so if you're going to be taking some big freestyle landings, then make sure you got the deck the right way up. Just going to line up the first position. Usually I set my stance right about on 15. We have new straight inserts track system this year, so it's important to know that the degrees is going to change on your boot. See, only a couple of centimeters either way, but it makes quite a big difference. So, usually I'm at 50, so I just mark my original, and now I've just marked in a centimeter for 48, and then it's easy for me to change next time. If I'm traveling a lot as well, it's nice to have the options. Sometimes I will take the fins off and go and hit the rail, and then I always take a much narrower stance. So I would take maybe even a 46, but basically just marking it on the board just kind of helps me just set up a bit quicker when I'm switching and traveling. One of the last things I do just recently is just draw with the same marker just a little line about where your boot goes. This means when you're riding, you can always look down and see if your stance has slipped at all. So for me this is important, because even if it goes out 1 centimeter just with one big landing, a lot of pressure, then you can see that you need to come in and change it, because maybe that will affect your pop.